midnight screening, pre-screenings, Protege, the new action Atomic Blonde, John Wickish, Nobody-esque, another in a long line of random action movies to just come out for some reason or another, starring Maggie Q, Samuel Jackson, Michael Keaton. That was like your big three headliners. I mean, the story is basically what you see in the trailer for this movie. If you saw the trailer for this movie, and if you actually went to go see the movie, where Maggie Q is basically mentored and raised by Samuel Jackson, who's like a career hitman, assassin kind of guy, and she's raised as that. He gets killed. She's on a mission to find him. She runs across Michael Keaton along the way, who basically works for the opposition, and the cat and mouse, and her trying to get ultimately the guy who killed Samuel Jackson. Moody is his name. And look, I don't know how well this was going to do, because granted, I went to a 7 o'clock showing, but even then, still. And obviously we have the pandemic. But look, I was the only one in the theater, but it's a pretty good time. Is it the best action movie I've ever seen? No. Something like Nobody, I think, is better than... I mean, because that's very much in the same vein of movies, but something like Nobody, I think, is better than this. Simply because it kind of really leaned into the type of film it was. Nobody was very much a action movie, but with a really good comedic edge to it. This is your kind of run-of-the-mill action movie. Well, not run-of-the-mill. This is just kind of your standard action fare, assassins, all that. It's got definitely an edge of humor to it as well. It's got some tender moments. Good lines in there. There's Samuel Jackson's got a couple really good lines about, we can't run and hide from the past. We can try to avoid it, but we look at the scars long enough, we remember how we get them. He's got a great line about, the good people, bad people, corrupt and then evil. Like he's got some good lines in there. Michael Keaton is always a joy, and he's no different. Like the man just exudes charisma and like seriously, I don't know what it is about Michael Keaton, man, but that man at 60 some odd years old is still a damn good looking man, and he's still got the charm. He still knows how to turn that charm on. God damn, he does. So yeah, and tell you what, he's got a couple action sequences in this movie that watching him like, oh, I can't wait to watch him as Batman one more time, baby. At least one more time, maybe more. We don't know. It's probably just one more time. But I can't wait to watch him as Batman again in The Flash. Oh my God, I can't wait. Seeing that he can still do the action and do it well. Because you can tell too, even though they clearly use some stunt doubles every now and then, he's doing a good portion of those stunts himself. Which at his age, late 60s, good on him. Because he's still in really good shape. He's not like gross Stallone shape or anything like that. But no, you look at him like, no, the dude's like, for a guy at his age, he's in like good shape. Maggie Q though, she's obviously our lead, and you know what? I don't know why I know I've seen her in a few other things, but I don't know why I've never really had her on her air, because she is a really good. First off, she's a beautiful to look at, but she's great. She's a really good actor. She sold the normal life she has, but she sold the hard action assassin life. She sold the vulnerability of her as well. There are scenes where she's remembering certain things, and you see just the look of exhaustion and just, I'm done, I can't do it anymore on her face. The action sequences too, pretty good. Like it's no John Wick. I'd argue I don't think there's even any real. There's nothing that's like, and I'm using like Nobody and John Wick, or I guess we could use Atomic Blonde as an example too. Yeah, there's nothing on the level of Atomic Blonde, nothing on the level of John Wick. There's nothing I'd say that compares to that scene on the train in Nobody, bus on Nobody. But there's a good couple action sequences, particularly with Michael Keaton, surprisingly. Maggie Q's got a couple decent action sequences in terms of hand-to-hand. The gunfighting, that's whatever, but in terms of like the hand-to-hand, Michael Keaton gets the two best action sequences, in my opinion. Maggie Q's involved in one of them. You see it in the trailer where they're fighting, which ends. I'm not gonna say how that ends, but my God, I'm like, that was perfect. How that ended. No, I think he gets like the two best action sequences in the film, personally. which is amazing because I think he's actually the oldest of the three. Samuel Jackson, and Maggie Q. I think Samuel Jackson's a little bit older than he is. And I mean, hell, Samuel Jackson still looks great for his age. Like, Jesus, what are these guys? Some of these guys are aging. Granted, when you have money, you can age gracefully thanks to, doctors and cosmetic surgery. But I digress. But honestly, despite the fact the action is good, it's the characters that really make this movie. Moody, Samuel Jackson, he's a great character. I mean, he's mostly Samuel Jackson, to be fair, but he's a good character. He's also in this a bit more than you think. Like, you think he'd be in there for like 15 minutes and then, he's killed. He's actually in this movie a bit more than you would think. And I'm grateful for that. Michael Keaton, obviously, again, just bringing the Michael Keaton on. But he's still a really fun character. Maggie Q is, again, a really unique character. Again, I guess the character better way to describe her, because I think it is the more apt, not just because it's a woman, but because the characters are a bit more similar, is I don't even remember her name, but Charlize Theron in Atomic Blonde. Because the way they kind of function, I mean, they're not one-for-one comparisons, but they are similar to a degree. And at least the way they conduct themselves, the way they handle themselves, they are similar to some levels. And, I mean, I got some of that vibe from her a little bit, definitely. And I like Atomic Blonde a lot. Actually. And honestly, there's Robert Patrick shows up briefly in the film. Well, not briefly, he's in and out, but he's got a role in the film. And he's fun to watch. It's always fun to watch Robert Patrick at the T-1000 just being like, hey, here, let me help you. But, the thing that I will complain about, not even complain, the one thing I wasn't the most fond of is the fact that this film actually is just really well paced, builds really well, action sequences are well spaced, the character interactions, the scene at the dinner table is fantastic. Like, I love the scene at the dinner table where they're just kind of like, it's a pissing contest between them. They're just trying to show, like, yeah, no, it's great. Just these two characters bouncing off each other, and it just builds and all that. Obviously, I won't say how it ends, but here's the thing. It's kind of like how I felt about Joker, where I was like, I acknowledge that this is probably the way this movie should have ended. And actually, I like the ending of Joker. I do. I think that's actually it was a good ending. But it's kind of the way I felt about Joker as an overall film, where it's like, I recognized what I was watching was expertly made, acted, all that, and in like anyone else's eyes, it's a fantastic movie. For me, I'm like, I don't know if I like the movie. Like, I don't know, because I haven't watched it since Joker. The ending, I feel, and I literally, it's like the last it's like the last, I want to say, 20 seconds of the ending. That's it. But that last 20 seconds of the ending, I'm like, oh, that's how that ended? Damn it. That's and if when you see the movie, you'll kind of get where I'm coming with that. I think maybe you'll like the ending. But at the same time, I'm like, this does feel like the way this type of movie probably should end. But I kind of wish it went on, maybe like there was a post-credit scene to see an aftermath to show that maybe what we saw wasn't quite what happened, or maybe what was implied to happen wasn't quite what happened, because we got something earlier in the movie with a revelation later in the movie that made me think, oh, maybe this is what happened. No, okay, that's not what happened. Damn it. But it is what it is. Overall, though, it sucks. This is, again, I think one of the big things that's going to be hurting this is just, again, the pandemic, the rise in the Delta variant and all that, because we as a country are still, I'll say that. We as a country are stupid. We're just stupid. We are self-centered and stupid. Look, just either get the vaccine or wear a mask, or both, but do something. Stop thinking you're above everyone. To the people who don't want to do that because they think it infringes on some sort of personal right, stop thinking you're above people. You're really not. You're no more important than the rest of us. And I mean, as a whole, we are important, but individually, like, that's not quite the case. Sometimes, I hate to tell you this, but sometimes I don't want to get all political. Sometimes, the need, as Sarge put, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Some people just think they're more important than others, and that's just not the case. Anyway. So please, do what's right for everyone around you, not just yourself. Get the vaccine. Wear a mask, because there's a reason we're seeing the resurgence, because people are stupid and self-centered and asses. But yeah, because of the Delta variant, I really don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. This doesn't come off to me like a film in a normal year that would like break ground like Atomic Blonde did or John Wick. It could have done all right. I don't know what the budget is for it either. It could have done all right for itself. It could have. It's probably going to suffer though. In fact, I can guarantee it's going to suffer because it is also R-rated. So, and they lean into that R rating pretty well. So that is what it is. But I like the film. I do. This is the one that if you ask me, do I recommend you go see it? If you like that kind of that movie, that nobody, Atomic Blonde, John Wickish type of film, yeah, I highly recommend you go see it. It was a lot of fun. There was a couple kills too where I'm like, oh damn. Not like it was anything like completely like out of the norm, but just the fact that it was like so brutal in the way that it happened, I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, I recommend it, definitely. Not much for new trailers. Like we got the Shang-Chi trailer. I am really looking forward to Shang-Chi. The Last Duel. There was one. But it's a documentary about like Christian music, like Jesus music, and literally I think it's called Jesus music. Okay, not my thing. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of songs that have Jesus in there where I like them, but I am not a fan of like the religious stuff. I'm just not religious, at least not in the general sense of the concept of being religious. I have my own faith, sure, but I'm not religious, so it doesn't work for me. Jackass Forever. I've never watched any of the Jackass films or the CV series, but frankly, I'll probably go see it just for like dumb laughs, because we're at a point now where we need some laughs. We really do. Anything else that I feel like there was something else and I'm forgetting it. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I feel like there was another movie, and I'm just forgetting what the trailer was. Probably didn't leave that big an impact on me. Or maybe it's just something I'd be like, oh, it's that. Okay. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I will be back tomorrow with Who Would Win, What If, and the review for Paw Patrol. It is what it is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, folks.